Good morning YouTube, Theloftybiker here. Day 3, we're having a day off. We're having a day off the bikes. I thought I'd come and show you a few sights of Pamplona. Just look at that for a building behind me now. If I can just get myself set. There, look at that. This place is amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to come over here. This great big wooden contraption here. Look at the size of these posts. These are the posts I put in the ground to stop the balls. I'll spin the camera around so I can show you a few little sights. So if you notice, everywhere you go, there's these metal grids. What they do is they pull the grids out and they replace the grids with these posts. They leave this one in to show you what it looks like. Each post has got different signs and things on them. Absolutely amazing. This place is mental of an evening. People everywhere. I'll show you the main square in a minute, but I just want to show you up to where the cathedral is. So we just turn to the right and that's the square. We'll go up there in a while. Good morning YouTube. Not sure what you'll see in the dark, but this is the Sabo car park underneath the main square. So let's just get it off the centre stand and see if I can negotiate out of here. I'm going to put my visor up so as I don't get too hot. There we go. Right, I'm just going to pull over here. I'm on the right. Now then, Pamplona to Logrono. Anything about? Okay YouTube, the big city. One thing you do notice is when you're in the cities, the driving is far more aggressive. The people ain't got a minute, but you don't get far from the city limits and it's very quiet. Anyway, I'm going to switch off and I'll catch you up when we get outside the town and have a little chat. Okay, good morning YouTube. Now we're back with you now. I'll just fill in what we've been up to. So the first day was on the boat, then we went up to Rioja,
Then we rode down to Pamplona, had a lovely, lovely journey down here to Pamplona. So yesterday we had a day off. We had a day off in Pamplona, walked around. What a lovely, lovely place. The old town is beautiful. There's a distinctive Catholic presence. Nuns walking the streets and all sorts, basilicas and bloody cathedrals, you name it. It's got the lot. Lots of restaurants. Same old though. In Spain, you can't get nothing to eat properly other than pinchos, tapas, until about 8:30, 9 o'clock of the night. But of course, we're getting a bit tired by then. We might have a later night tonight, we'll see. So we had a bit of a mooch about all day, walked round the ramparts of the old castle, down by the river, and the quadrant, an amazing fortification on the inland side, not the river side. Absolutely unbelievable place. Thousands and thousands of men must have been there to stick all these boulders and rocks and blocks together to build it, but it's impressive. It's not all about riding bikes, is it? It's about enjoying where you are and enjoying the ambulance. In general, I would say the staff in the bars aren't quite as cordial as they were last time we come, if that sounds okay. Whether COVID's had an impact over here on the staff like it has in the UK, I'm not sure, but one thing that we really noted last time we came to Pamplona was that everywhere you went, the people were friendly and they couldn't do enough for you. But I got the distinct impression that was a little bit sharp in some places, but not bad, enjoyable. So this morning went down to the garage, get the bike out. I'm going to have a ride down to Logrono. Now, I don't know whether any of you have been or stayed in Logrono. Logrono is the capital of the Rioja wine growing area. It's where all the grapes for the white and the red Rioja are grown. It's miles and miles and miles of bodegas, vineyards and vines. And the vast majority of the grape finishes up in Logrono. If I had to describe Logrono, I'd say it's a bit like a small Pamplona in some ways. It's got the little narrow tall streets with the little bars, but it's not got the massive built up infrastructure around it like Pamplona's got. There's no university or anything like that, but it's a lovely place. The roads, the best thing you can do when you're in some of these cities is to just jump on a motorway for 10 mile or 5 mile either, just to clear the conurbation, just to get out as quick as you can. And as soon as you're out, you'll start to pick up some better roads. You generally find most of the motorways have got an end road that runs alongside. These end roads are where you want to be, really. This road we're on at the moment is called the NA62020, and it basically goes from Pamplona to Zaragoza, or Zaragoza, further south. Of course, when you're on the motorway, you can keep a steady 75, 80 going. When you're on these B roads, there's a lot of little villages you go through where you have to drop your speed, of course. But that's not a problem. We're heading due south for so many miles. And then we're going to pick up the road across to Logrono. Well, I'm hoping once we get on that road, it'll get a bit twistier. Now, it's asking me to come off here. I don't know why, but I'm going to, because I really would like to blow my nose, to be fair. I might have misplaced a few dots, few pins, few waypoints, because unless we're going inland from here, I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, we're heading inland, so the scenery should get a bit better and the road should improve a little bit. We're still on the same road, the NA62020. We've come off the N121. This looks like it's a lot more interesting. We're on this for 13 kilometres. I'll put a bit of music on for you. Anyway, I've got my trusty pillion on the back, the wife, Linda Pie. She's finished up on the trip with me after all the lads dropped out on me and I was going to be the sole survivor. That was a good track, wasn't it? Anyway, we've got a big day tomorrow. We're heading up to the Picos in Potes. So we've got to shoot across back to Vitoes and then through Aguila de Campo and up to Potes. That should be nice. Well, let's just enjoy this for a bit. Nice few twisties. You see the salt tower on the right? You see a lot of those as you get the altitude gets higher. They fill them up with salt ready for the winter, then the lorries come through, they're dumping in the back and they carry on. So they've always got a supply. Quite a lot of farmland round here, although it's very undulating. The tractors have been in the fields and ploughed it. Obviously on some sort of plateau because there's a huge wind farm to the right. I don't drive up, it looks like it's off-road. I would get out a telling off her indoors. I'm doing quite well with me road knowledge now. After the first morning I've literally not gone on the wrong side of the road once. I'm doing ever so well. Look at that for the vista. I'm not sure what you can see on the camera because the human eye tends to see a lot further than the camera. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and let you enjoy this bit of twisty road, and then I'll switch it off and I'll talk to you when we get closer to Logrono. He's Eddie Merckx. I bet you can't remember Eddie Merckx, can you? Anyway, while we're on the subject, which we wasn't, road positioning. It's amazing how you work so hard when you're on your own country, driving on the left, placing the bike, positioning for view, how natural it becomes to move over to the left when you're going right and to keep the bike on a nice even smooth kilt and then move over to the right when you go to the left. But for some reason that perception is fantastic on your own side of the road, but it takes a while to develop the same skill when you're on the other side of the road. I know it sounds silly. It's really weird. I find going right slightly easier than going left at the moment. Moving the bike about. No doubt it'll come. I suppose the more you get used to it, the more your perception of the positioning improves. Anyway, I'll waffle on. I'll leave you alone for a minute. Now I'm not sure whether you can see this, but there's a beautiful, beautiful city, walled city or town up on the right castellated turrets and everything, with a big church on top. I'm going to try and cop a name if I can. Rioja, I think that was it. Put it on cruise, see if we can get a view. They obviously thought the church needed protecting at some stage. That's quite a serious bit of castellated turrets. Anyway, we're coming into the lower reaches of the town. Yeah, it's Rioja. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation, because my Spanish isn't that good. In fact, my Spanish is pretty non-existent. I only realised this morning I was saying "due" for two instead of "dos." But we've had 2 coffees every morning, and we've had 2 lovely like omelette frittata cake things, absolutely beautiful. And I find it ever so easy to order a large beer. I don't know why, but that comes natural. And her indoors can't make her mind up whether she wants to drink the red wine or the white wine. She has a red wine. She has a red wine and says that tastes shit. She has a white wine and says that ain't too bad. So what does she order the next place we go into? Red wine. And you feel like saying, you've just had that and said it tastes shit. Anyway, she did try a rosé yesterday and said it tasted shit. I'm hoping today, with a bit of lunch in Logrono, we can find a nice drop of Rioja and have a glass of wine with our lunch. I've got to turn left here. Here we go. We're on the same road, the 62020. The 6020, that's it. Yeah, it's quite a nice road down through the middle. The lemon trees. Linny's just spotted a little plantation of lemon trees. Very pretty. Anyway, we've cleared the town. We're back in a 90. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, YouTube. We've entered Rioja, the commune de Rioja, and if you look, both sides of the road, there is nothing but miles and miles and miles of vineyards. I'm not sure what you can pick up. We've got a lovely brand new strip of tarmac here, the NA134. Just before we came into Rioja, there was olive groves as well. Beautiful, beautiful place. Just slow down a bit. There you go. What do you think of that? We're nearly at Logrono. As I say, Logrono is the capital of the region. That's where the majority of the wine's processed. There's a bodega here on the right. I will do, dear. The viaducto. How about that? This is a little bypass. It's a bypass. There's a town just down there. can't make out what it's called. Anyway, I'll pick you back up when we get into Logrono. So here we are, folks. We're on the outskirts of Logrono. We'll get the bike parked up. There's a place just across the bridge. We'll take a left here on the island and go over the bridge, and then we can get parked up. Here we are. It's the town straight in front of us. Beautiful place. Here's the river. We're going to park just here, just on the other side of the road. There's a place where you can park your bikes. See, there's a few parked up there now. So we take a right, and then we nip up here. There we go. I'll just let the wife get off the back and we'll go and explore. I'll see you shortly.
Good afternoon, YouTube. We've parked up in Logrono. We're up at the top. We've just ordered a meal. We're actually having a meal out at lunchtime. We don't very often eat at lunchtime, but we're having something. We've had Old Cow. It's called Old Cow Burger. Well, that's what it translates on Google Translate. It just looks like a cheeseburger to me with a big beefy tomato on. But I'll just show it you. There you go. An Old Cow Burger. Looks like it's some sort of brioche bun with some French mustard, tomato sauce and chippies.
And the nicest wine I've had all week. Cheers.
Cheers. And I've had half a beer. See you later.
Well, good afternoon, YouTube. Theloftybiker's back. We've had a lovely bit of lunch in Logrono. Linny's had a couple of glasses of very nice white wine. She said the best wine she's tasted since we've been in Spain. We had a couple of burgers. The translation was Old Cow Burger. So I should imagine it was some sort of aged meat or something, but they were extremely nice. And they were cooked rare, which is how we like them. So we're heading north now. We've picked up the N111, which is part of the Camino de Santiago. So when the boys who are going to walk it to Santiago de Compostela, they leave Lourdes over the Pyrenees, they go down through Pamplona and then to Logrono, and they pick up a number of big towns and cities, well, especially cities on the way, all the way across to Santiago. It's a very, very popular pilgrimage. If you see these signs on the right here, looks like well, it's a blue square with a yellow like fan on it, and when you get near the towns, they're actually on little silver discs in the tarmac or the slabbing, and you follow the discs and it takes you to the cathedral where they'd have mass and then stay the night. Some people, the really serious ones, actually carry the luggage because they treat it as not just a pilgrimage but a penance. And then you get others who have organised stops where their actual luggage is taken by van or whatever, or train, to their next place of stay, where they stay the evening and then they walk again. It doesn't matter how long it takes. We actually met a chap in Santiago 2 years ago who had actually made the pilgrimage 3 times and only actually got to Santiago once. So I suppose things can happen en route. It's probably been very strange during the lockdown because a lot of places wouldn't allow you to stay. But it is slowly easing over here now. Up until about a month ago, you still had to wear masks, whether you was indoors, outdoors, anywhere, and you could only take your mask off when you were actually eating or drinking. But it does seem to have eased quite a lot. There's some nice twisties here. I thought I'd get these in for you anyway. I'll let you watch the twisties, and once we're through the twisty section, I'll turn it off again. As you can see, there's still vineyards. Well, what 10, 15, 20 clicks north of Logrono now. There's still vineyards everywhere. That's why I was pleased Linny got a decent drop of wine, because she has had some crap wine, I must admit. Because you take pot luck when you go in the supermarkets. You can buy anything from €1 to €10, and some of the time there ain't a lot of difference in the taste. But I imagine she had a nice white Rioja when she was having a lunch, because it was beautiful. But as you can see, this is a cracking road, this is. Put this one in your notebook. The N111. 3 ones. I don't know how long we've got it for, but it's well worth a ride. It's coming up as we'll be back in Pamplona about 20 to 5. So it's a fair... I put in curvy roads, to be fair. I thought I'd test it out rather than putting one of me pre-done routes in. I thought if I just avoid motorways, curvy roads, and put the hotel in or the car park and see what it does. As long as you're off them motorways, it don't really matter which way you go, does it? But this is cracking. Up and down Dale. And look at that for a vista all the way across. Here we got the old radar warning. They're at it again. Helicopters. Oh, helicopters and drones. We've already seen one helicopter this morning and a speed trap. I hadn't got the camera on at the time. But if you have a look round, it is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? We're not bombing on or nothing, to be fair. We'd be very unlucky to get in trouble with the law. I'm doing between 45 and 60, which, to be honest, it's plenty up to enjoy the roads. In fact, 60 is probably batting on a bit too much. But we've seen such a lot of police. We both commented on it. Noticeable police cars, because they have different ones. They've got some local coppers in like blue, then they got the municipal coppers in, they don't like, in green, and then when we was on the road coming across to Logrono, they were set up in red. Amazing, absolutely amazing. The one good thing is there's no actual camera vans on this road. But we've seen quite a few warnings for camera vans today. Anyway, I'm enjoying these twisties, I hope you are. Got a nice little Z bend here. Right, left. Anyway, I'll put a bit of music on for this stretch. Oh, I think we're coming down into a village. Dropping down into the 70. Anyway, I'll switch the camera off a bit and see you in a while. Well folks, we're coming to the end of a lovely, lovely day. Had a cracking ride down to Logrono and back. Found some really twisty roads, virtually deserted both ways. We're nearly back to the main road into Pamplona, so I'll wind up the day and say we're going to have a nice night out tonight, a bit more pinchos, and I'll see you in the morning, bright and early, for the trek across to Potes in the Picos. Have a lovely night, I'll see you tomorrow.